Hi, welcome to Blindowl Outdoors. We hope you enjoy our channel, and if possible, could you please join our Patreon page? We really need your help. It's been a long, hard road. Thank you. Hi, welcome to our channel. My name is Dan. I'm here in the Philippines on the Island of Bohol. I'm doing some videos on request for some of the viewers. People wondering what to do, what's going on, how do you deal with different things here. I thought I'd just talk about what can you do here, I guess, when you come to the Philippines. When you first come to the Philippines, you're going to be in a city somewhere. So make sure you get yourself a nice, halfway decent hotel lined up, or a pension house, which is fine. Pension house is just a room with a bed and a dresser and a bathroom. And they're usually about $20, $25 a night, which isn't bad. Regular hotel might be $50. I've never stayed in one, so I couldn't tell you for sure. Every city has thousands and thousands of hotels. Pay whatever grade hotel you want to be in. You want to stay at the Ritz-Carlton, it's gonna cost you $400 a night. You know, it just depends where you stay at. There's resorts everywhere. Island of Bohol. You go over to the other side of the island where all the beaches are at. You drive 10 miles down the one road, like the Anda Beach. There's 25 side roads that all go down to little resorts, and it's probably going to cost you about $30 a night for a room. And most of them have food, stuff like that, but they're right on the beach. And to get to and from these places, it depends how long you're going to stay here, but I would recommend wherever you're at is maybe your first week, get on a tour group. Get a van or whatever, and they'll take you to, like in Bohol, they'll take you to all the hot spots. They'll take you to the Chocolate Hills, which is all these funny hills. They'll take you to a couple adventure parks. They'll take you to see a bunch of churches. They'll take you to a couple beaches. And it'll be a whole day, and at the end they take you to a place where they put you on a boat, and the boat goes a couple miles up a river to some waterfalls, and each boat has a big dinner on it, on each boat, little flat bottom boat type thing. Kind of nice. But do something like that just to get the feel of it. And then if you're going to stay a month, I would go and rent not really a motorcycle, but a scooter motorcycle. And I don't know how much they are. You can look that up. It's not expensive. And then you can travel around, do stuff in the cities, whatever you want. Bohol has just a small capital city, but like Cebu next door to us is 20 miles away. That's a 8 or 10 million people city, and then the whole island, most of the whole island is city to city to city, basically, a little space between them. But lots of resorts, lots of nice beaches, lots of different things to see. In the city of Cebu, there's all kinds of things to see. But having a scooter or something so you can go see what you want at your leisure would be very handy. You just have to be careful. The bigger cities have movies. Like our capital city, Tagbilaran City, Bohol, has 2 different little malls that have theaters in them, so you can see movies if you want to. Why you come to the Philippines and watch a movie, I don't know. But most of the movies are probably movies that have been in America 6 months ago. I have no idea. I've only gone to movies a couple times. The last movie I saw was The Da Vinci Code. That tells you how long I've been from a movie. Just a second, guys. That was my wife, Marafi, trying to line up some internet fiber optics for her brother or something. The beaches are very nice. We have several really nice beaches in our island. Cebu has tons of beaches. Got to remember here now, we're on the 10th parallel. We're way closer to the equator. It's very hot, and the sun is very strong. So be prepared for that. There's many waterfalls on our island. I'm sure they're everywhere. There's caves to visit, a lot of outdoor stuff to do. The island of Cebu is pretty cool. They have a path, a hiking path that goes from one end of the island to the other end of the island, and rooms and stuff on the way you can stop. And, you probably could ride a bicycle on most of these things. I'm not sure how all that goes, but the country's set up for tourism right now. And a lot of the beaches will have like fresh grilled swordfish and tuna and stuff, and all the different Filipino foods. There's all kinds of small, they call them canaderias, where they're little restaurants all over the place. You get good food if you like that kind of stuff. I don't like it, but my wife and everybody does. Most people come to meet someone, like a future wife or husband or whatever. I don't hear many women coming here, but it's usually guys that are retired that come here. I came here my first time when I was 30 years old, and I came when I was 42 years old. Got married both times, and I've been here, it's 21 years this time, and had pretty good time. Had some ups and downs, and like any other thing would go, but everybody sticks together, and it works out pretty nice. But you're going to travel around with whoever you're dating or whatever, so be prepared for all that stuff and make plans. That's the secret. You can do almost all your plan making back home on the internet. Look up, you're going to come to, say you're going to meet some girl in Cebu, look up Cebu and line up a place to stay. Get yourself in your head all the different places to eat all around where you're going to be at. Are you going to stay in a hotel? Are you going to stay in a pension house? Are you going to rent a condo for a couple months? Depends what your budget is and what you're going to be doing. I suggest you're going to come here, stay at least a month. A month goes by pretty fast in the blink of an eye. If you're going to come here just to meet somebody, you can come for a week if you want, but you're talking a long flight over and a long flight back. But sometimes that's all you can do, because like my one friend from Minnesota, he could only get a week's vacation, and he actually came up to the house here too and visited us for a few hours and spent the rest of the time with his girl running around, met her family, and they stayed up in a cabin up in the hills, and he had a great time. And he's coming back in, I think, August. This time he'll stay 2 or 3 weeks this time, probably, more than likely. I came my first time to meet my wife right now. I came for 2 months and met her family and got to know her a little bit, and then before I left, I married her. You have to be here at least, at the time, you have to be here at least 21 days to marry someone here. Do you want to marry someone here? Do you want to take them home and marry them? It's up to you. It used to be if you married someone, to get them back to America on a spousal visa, it was a piece of cake. Now it's a piece of cake to bring girls back on a fiancé visa to America and get married to them in America after they've been there for a little while to see if they like it. That's pretty easy now too. Or send your a year ago you could have sent your future wife to Mexico City and had her walk across the border for free, like everybody else did. But that won't work now, I don't think. What do we do? I don't do anything here. I'm not a tourist. I never was a tourist from the day I got here. I didn't go to any of the resort places. I didn't go to any of the sightseeing places. I didn't go to any of the adventure parks. I still happen to this day. I've gone to a couple beaches. I've been by the Chocolate Hills a few times. I didn't like the atmosphere in there, so I went down a side road and went in the Chocolate Hills myself, walked around. Been to lots of different beaches on both sides of our island. I don't scuba dive, but they have some of the best scuba diving in the world. There's a little small island on the edge of Bohol, Panglao, and then they take you to another island farther south than that, and it's supposed to be magnificent. magnificent scuba diving. You wouldn't believe. You can go out whale watching, dolphin watching, stuff like that. But mostly, I think most people come here again to meet a future spouse or girlfriend, and the scumbags come here. They're drunks and womanizers and stuff. They come here just to have sex with people and abuse people. That's what they do. That's why so many foreigners here have such a bad reputation and bad name. Looking at them, they got to see that you're a regular guy, that you're a nice person, that you're not here just you're not a. They call them sex pats. You're not a sex pat. Coming here just to, like people that go to Thailand and stuff, to go to the cities and just do that. You can do that here too if you want. It all goes on in Cebu and Manila, and it's there. I guarantee you, it's there if you want it. You have to use your common sense here. If you're drinking and stuff, don't be getting drunk and walking around alleys at night in the big cities. You're gonna get killed. You get robbed. Just be a normal guy. Drink normally and enjoy yourself. Stay in your hotel room or pension house. Like I say, eventually a lot of people come back and they build a small house and they live here the rest of their life. Some of them get married, some of them don't. It just depends on what you're looking for. But I would recommend visiting the Philippines. It's a wonderful place. There's very low crime in the country and the different islands. The big cities might still have a little problem. I think a lot of it's been cracked down on really hard. I don't hear any crime at all going on in Bohol. You don't hear about rapes. You don't hear about abuse. You don't hear about pedophiles. You don't hear about any of that stuff. Robberies, a few murders here and there, like you would everywhere else. It's usually about drugs. Someone not paying their bill is what it usually is. But again, I would highly recommend, if you could get a month off, come to the Philippines for a month and have a few things arranged before you come. Hopefully you got a girlfriend or something all set up. Or again, I always recommend 4 girlfriends. And just casually talk to all 4 of them back and forth. Don't get into any long-term romances on the computer. Talk to all of them about settling down. That's fine, but don't make any commitments and stuff like that. And then if you get 4 of them, go visit all 4 of them and see which one when you actually get to meet them, they're different than it's going to be different than when you're on the computer. You're going to see where they live at, where maybe you are going to live at, and get it all lined up in your head. And I bring a book and I keep score on what you like, what you don't like. Check their teeth, man. You're not buying a horse, but man, check everything. Because you may be walking into a gigantic nightmare. A lot of people don't like that comment, but I'm telling you, you learn your lessons the hard way, as I did. Check their families out, what their families are like, what their family does. Is their dad an alcoholic? Are their brothers a bunch of drunks, drug addicts and stuff? Because I guarantee you the men have control over the women here. And if you get hooked up with a girl and you start a relationship with her, you go back home and you're sending her money, they're going to take, if they're a bunch of drunks and worthless people, they're going to take that girl's money away from her. And they're going to be drinking on it and buying drugs on it and stuff. And she's going to be eating rice and worms and stuff. So just remember that. When you come here and you marry a girl, you're marrying their family and you're supporting their family. You might not have to totally support her, but you're going to be helping their family and changing their lives. That's the way it is here. You can't get around that. So take care, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Take care.